I have mic, I have audio. Why aren't you receiving data? Hey! That took a bit. Alright, well, welcome. So I've been building Legos. Oh. Yeah! Get that focus. So we've got some lotus flowers to add to my bouquet. So most of this is off-brand. So the vase is off-brand, and these three are off-brand. But they were like $5 a piece. So there's a dahlia, hydrangea, and bluebell, I believe. And then name brand Lego sunflowers. That's an extra piece. Ignore that. I didn't know what to do with it. But these lotus flowers are really nice. We're gonna work them into my vase. And I'm going to promote my Patreon. I have started a Patreon for game development. So I have been wanting to go into game development 6 or 7 years now. And it started with wanting to work for Pokemon. I wanted to work for Pokemon so bad. I don't play Pokemon anymore though, so it evolved into other things. So there was like a farm game that would be witchy. Thought about a lot of things. But I always ran into some sort of issue, like I thought I would have to go to school. I don't know anything about it. And the ADHD, so like moving on from thing to thing to thing. So it always got put off. Oh, each bag is its own flower. Look at this. Look. Cute. But yeah, so like I would get started, I'd just start figuring something out, and then something would come up and I'd find something else to enjoy. Never mind life events and always having to work, because I've lived on my own for 6 or 7 years now. And paying rent is hard. Even like I'm in a place where minimum wage is double digits. And it's still pretty hard. Actually, I might put this where my stream goes. Yeah, because this shouldn't interact with my tablet. And then I have light. It's just, I'm going to be looking below you guys. I don't look at you anyway, so you're just... But yeah, so like with the Pokemon thing, that didn't go well because I was trying so hard to be in school and get a degree so that companies would like me and I'd get hired, because I thought that was how you got places in the world. That's not how you get places in the world. Degrees are good, but they aren't the be-all, end-all. So I'm going to sort the pieces here on my notebook. The notebook you may know from my ADHD video, which was this month's vlog. This is similar to those vlogs, except instead of like presenting research, because I research everything extensively, I'm just gonna chat because chatting is nice. And I don't know, I don't really talk to anyone very much. Well, on here, like a lot of my channel has been not really talking to anyone, it's just been me playing games. But you guys deserve to talk to me. The people who tune in, which thank you for tuning in, it really does mean a lot. But yeah, so I've been playing with Legos more often. Not really playing. I build expensive Lego sets and then display them. It's something me and my love do. And it's been really, really good for my soul. Because, like, I kind of had Legos when I was, like, really little. I had Legos and Barbies. And then my brother got Legos, and nobody else got Legos anymore. Which, they can debate me if they want, but that really is what happened. One of my brothers got video games, one of my brothers got Legos, and I got books. I got a lot of books. I used to read really well. I can't really focus on a book anymore, though. Alright, so we're starting with the little green circle, and this weird black piece. It's got, like, ridges. Wow. A+ on my camera. This thing surprises me some days. But yeah, so this is really healing the child part of my soul that didn't really get to do this. Okay, that probably could have just been one piece, but you do you, Lego. But yeah, this gaming channel is also a little bit that. It's a good way to sit and talk sometimes. I like doing that sometimes. But it also just feels good creating stuff. Creating is such a wholesome thing. But yeah, so anyway, back to my Patreon, because this is... I finally posted it, so if you watch the ADHD vlog, I mention it at the end, and there's no link or anything. Because I didn't post it. So yeah, now there's an Patreon set up. It's free. You get to watch all of the videos I post there. I'll be posting once a month, kind of like the vlogs, because it's basically vlogs again. So now we got this. Hold up. So there's these 4 little white pieces that got holes sticking out. There's a little yellow circle, a block, and then these 2 triangle pieces that are in a lot of their floral sets. But yeah, so game development. I wanted to make a farm game, and that didn't go well because I wanted to do Stardew Valley, but like witchier, and it didn't. I kept running into issues, so like having to learn pixel art, and then what game engine to use, and then the Unity thing happened, and I wasn't sure what game engine even would do 2D well. Did I want to learn Godot? And so now I'm back to the original plan, which is Unreal Engine 5. With little bits of Blender. That might take a minute though, because Blender... So we made little petals. Little petals? See? And now they're gonna snap on the side of our thing. But yeah. Except this time it won't be a farm game. Farm game is not me anymore. Although I do enjoy farm games, I'm playing Story of Seasons on our channel. Episode 1 should have posted yesterday. Alright, now we got a little flower. A lot bigger than I thought these were gonna be. I don't know if they'll fit. We'll cycle. I'll cycle them. Now we're building the stem, which is just a long line of these stem pieces. stacked out, so and you just stack a bunch of them together. Okay, good. I was like, they better not have a step for each individual piece or I will lose my mind. But yeah, farm games are overly complicated. They have so many mechanics, and if you think about them for too long, you get too many mechanics and you'll go nowhere, or you'll focus too hard on like visual style. And don't get me wrong, I think I would excel at it if I had the organization. Like if I had a whole team that I could rely on, I could put the idea into motion. But I do not have time, money, nor people who would love to do something like that. So, sorry, I just want to double check. Yeah, my stream's healthy. I used to have a lot of stream errors. If you go watch any of my old streams, now I have a LAN cable in my PC, so. But yeah, so farm games are too much, and I could if I had a team, but I don't have a team. I'm going to be soloing this, like Stardew. Not making my own engine, but so for the last like 6 years that I've been looking into game dev and stuff, I've also developed a large interest in horror. I used to hate horror. Like, you didn't even ask my mom. I was not into anything gruesome or scary. Like, I got really sensitive about a lot of it when I was young. Trauma response, in my opinion. But I avoided it with a fiery passion because I didn't like it. And then when I moved out, I started watching video game Let's Plays, because I didn't know that was the thing. Like, I kind of figured there were, like, tutorial things, but I didn't think about YouTube beyond music. And I wasn't really allowed to do much with YouTube anyway, because how much data it took up. So I'd get in trouble for doing anything on YouTube. Then I got into theory videos real hard when I first hopped on. So, thank you, MatPat. Please don't retire. I cried. But yeah, so I got really into theory videos. Alright, so we got our stick. And theory videos tend to take a deep turn into horror, because horror is such a playable genre and it's so good on YouTube. I also have played horror games. I streamed Outlast till I got scared. And then I've also played Chapter 1 of Fears to Fathom, which was excellent, except for the, like, literally, I think I spent half an hour looking for that water. Okay, so it's got a little stick end. There we go. A flower. Flower. Focus. Focus. Come on. But yeah, flower. Oh, Jesus. This is a bad idea. But those are my favorites. Okay, these might fit in here with the sunflowers really well. I don't want to give up the hydrangea because these pieces are so cool. We have one extra. Set it there. But yeah, so the goal, so once I got into horror, jumped down the game theory hole, I figured horror would be a fun genre, and I got really big into liminal space games. Like, literally anything in that category, I would watch videos on so much. And so I was kind of thinking to myself, I could probably make a pretty solid liminal space game. So I have a bunch of video tutorials I'm going to follow as we learn Unreal Engine 5. Because I have only, like, kind of messed around, and that was years ago with the engine. Because I went from, alright, let's work with the engine, to what engine do I even use? And then, should I figure out how to draw things first, so I at least have models? And it got a little out of hand. So I stopped. But I never deleted it. Yeah, so this has a lot more pieces. So this is gonna take me a second to sort. But yeah, so I hope you guys are on for the journey. If you do want to do, so I do have a paid option, because time is money, and I don't know. But basically, you would get shouted out on all of my videos, including all of the ones over here. I'd probably even shout you out in streams, as long as the stream doesn't crash. Speaking of which, stream's still healthy. But yeah, so obviously I don't ever show off like my full setup. I've got my drawing tablet here, and it works as like a normal screen, and so I usually put chat there. But today it is my Microsoft window, and then OBS is here, and then Steam's open playing the music, because I paid for the soundtrack. I also have the vinyl. But this is like the only way I focus half the time. I just put on this music. It plays in my head. But yeah, I'm excited for the update. I'll be streaming the update next week. Literally a week from today. I'll be playing it sooner than that, because I'm playing it on release. But I won't be streaming on release. We're going to keep to the release schedule that I have set up. Because that's the only way my mind will be okay with anything. And it's better to not have, like, surprise stuff. That way, if I do have, like, a solid viewer who knows when to show up, they know when to show up, instead of just random in your inbox. But yeah, and we do have some goals for this year. Besides the Patreon. The Patreon is, like, important for success, but we can live without it. Because I'm going to make games either way. I really want to learn, and I really want to do it. Just like I've really been wanting to do this more. But essentially, we're going to work on improving everything here. So that's why we now have a face cam. Changed the channel name. I used to be this platypus. I'm now the occult leader. It just feels right. That's about all I got. There's so many of these. But yeah, it was a solid name. It was in a generator. But I think it's good. And it gives a vibe, like a distinguishable vibe, that you will all be able to, like, recognize. And I got all of this, the purple and the cats. Got that all set up so I have solid branding. I was wearing makeup more often, and I don't like the feel of the makeup on my face. It makes my eyes itch. I touch it a lot, and so it smudges, and then I look funny, and so I'm not gonna wear makeup very often. I will sometimes though, and yeah. Alright, so step 1 is this wheelie dude. It's a white wheelie dude. It's like a steering wheel. Oh, okay. So we're gonna take this. It's got the 4, and then on the back it's flat. And we're going to attach pedal piece. And a grippy piece. So now we have a pedal. And we're gonna make 6 of those. But yeah, so we're gonna do like a liminal space game. I'm gonna start with just a liminal space experience where you're like walking around a space that's creepy. That way I can get a feel for audio, a feel for the space of it. I want to figure out how to record silence and get different types of silence across. Because one room silence is very different from another room silence in audio recording, apparently. And so I want to figure out a good balance between like different types of like how it makes a space feel depending on the different types of silence, because like you can hear how big a room is based on like noise and stuff. That's why a lot of people, like when they record like audio things, they'll have a closed booth that's got all those sound things, because then it reduces that effect on their voice when they record. I don't do that. I use this mic so that you can't hear me like touching things, because my other mic is the Razer stand-up one, and it doesn't have like, it sits on my desk and I don't want it too far away because then you can't hear me, so I don't use it. Oh, sorry, I have massive indigestion constantly. It's probably the ADHD. How am I attaching this? Okay. But yeah, no, so the indigestion thing. People with ADHD are more likely to have what is known as IBS, which is a bullshit medical term. If you don't like cussing, get off my page. That basically means you have a gut issue that we can't identify, and we're going to tell you to take Tums about it. So I've been told to take Tums my whole life. Tums does nothing. Antacids do nothing. The one antacid I was taking, which did nothing but made my brain feel like I was doing something, actually lowers your bone density. So I had to stop taking that because I don't want my bones to die. Because I was taking it like every day, and you're only supposed to do that for a month. Flower! Can you see the colors? Yeah, come on. Yeah, so there's a light behind my camera, and then there's a purple light over here. And so if you see like a flash from this side of me, it's because this light is busted. It's magenta, and then it flashes cyan. I'm not sure why. I don't know how to fix it. I'm not gonna worry about it. This isn't a permanent setup. Eventually I'm going to own a home. That's what my generation is supposed to do, right? Oh, this one lays out all the pieces really before the steps happen. So this one's the other wheel. It's the same wheel, exact same wheel. And you put a yellow on it. Lello. It looks like we're making 6 more petals, maybe? I don't usually look at the list of stuff anyway. Yeah, so we're taking square, petal piece. Oh, we're doing a full petal like on the other one. But then at the bottom, we're attaching a doodad so it hooks on. Lovely. Lovely. Have I mentioned that the soundtrack hits in this stream? I mentioned it in the ADHD vlog. But yeah, so liminal space game, it's gonna be a full series. So I want it to start out as like a liminal experience where you're just wandering around a space that feels horrifying, but nothing's out to get you. And then I want to add stuff that is out to get you, along with plot and like, game mechanics, obviously. There's going to be puzzles, there's going to be items. But I don't want to think too hard into it until I figure out what I'm doing. Because that's what killed me before, was overthinking game mechanics. I've got a notebook here, and the first like 20 pages are just full of game mechanics and attempted drawings. Because drawings terrify me, because I haven't practiced art in 6 or 7 years. And I'm scared that I've lost the ability to do so, so I'm moving on to a new medium, the digital medium. But yeah, so we're going to work on improving content this year, and we're going to work on my Patreon and the game, and playing games on here, doing more ADHD research, and autism, and other neurodivergent things. Okay. Oh, I put them on the wheel and then I put the 2 wheels together. It doesn't show the 2 wheels very well. There's a lot left to be fiddled with. But yeah, so the next month's research will probably be on ADHD rest, because I am having to relearn what rest means. Which, no streams last week because I was resting. I took a small staycation. Got paperwork to get married. I'm going to be married soon. The party's not for a while though, where we have like family and friends. Just changing my name. I already wear a ring and we live together. He is my favorite. But how do you... Oh. Hold up. I do, in fact, contain a brain flower. Beautiful. And then we will fold up the petals a bit more. I wish this had come with like a water lily. So I did the Tranquil Garden. The Tranquil Garden had like water lily pieces, and that was really nice. It also had fish pieces, which was really cool. And a frog, which is the best Lego piece, because frogs are literally the best. So what am I doing with the rest of these pieces? Okay, so we take the circle and we shove a stick in it. I have 2 sticks, by the way, so that's another extra piece to add to my collection. A stick. Then this piece, which I think is actually a cog from some of their mechanical sets. Pretty sure I've seen it before. It's got a design. And then this piece, upside down, from what I thought it would be. And that just splaps on in there. Lotus. I have lost my train of thought completely. I would go back and rewatch my stream, but I know I was talking about improving my channel. I want to try to take this seriously. I do enjoy doing this, and I like improving on myself. So you'll see thumbnails have started including my face, being more myself. Don't look at the thumbnails for my vlogs because I accidentally used the same one. We're fixing that this week. Don't worry about it. I'm assuming I'm building the stem next, so I'm just building the stem. I didn't change the page. I could probably figure out how to build most of this just fine. But yeah, so we're already starting to make some headway. But yeah, so streams will continue to be Mondays and Fridays. And video uploads on Thursdays. The vlog uploads are on the 1st of every month. We will continue playing Cult of the Lamb. I have a long-form Cult of the Lamb video that's in the works. But that's taken a minute. I'm actually doing really well on it. Pretty proud of myself. But we'll see what this new update has to offer. Gonna keep going with the Story of Seasons Let's Play. And then maybe some horror games. I have some in my to-do bin already. I don't know. We do cooking companions. They were shouting out Matt Pat. I meant to do a video when I bought that, but I ended up playing the game instead of hitting record because it was so good and I wasn't really sure like what it was going to be, and it ended up being a lot of fun. And then next thing I knew, I was at the end, almost the end game, without like obviously doing like the full game where you have to play it like 30 times. I don't like that there's nothing there. It's literally just the gray into the flower. Like I wish there was something there. Maybe they'll fit a lot better. Another singular extra piece. But yeah, we'll probably play more horror. Maybe I'll talk about horror. I could do a FNAF theory. I'm obsessed. It's really unhealthy. I actually buy all the graphic novels. Because I refuse to read the actual books. And I don't actually ever play the games, although I do have them on Switch. Ooh, we play the VR games. Because the VR games are the best games. Like, FNAF VR 2 is so much fun. I would stream it, but I don't really feel like figuring it out. It's a good track. I don't know why I stopped here. So this one's going to be white. Those last two were pink, if you couldn't tell. And this is how our bouquet is looking. I have 3 other sets. This might be the thing we stream again on Monday. Because the update's Tuesday, yeah. Okay, so we're doing essentially the same thing with this one. I don't even really need to sort anything. Yeah, it's the exact same flower mechanic. Exactly the same. I'm just gonna put the book away. Now we do it from memory. But yeah, if you have any suggested games, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll see all of your comments because I don't get very many, and so they can't get lost, right? I've gotten a few comments. One of the comments was actually to add commentary to videos, and hey, here I am. That was back when I played Slime Rancher though, so that person probably hasn't watched anything since then. My Slime Rancher videos actually did pretty well for a no talking series. The basics for that series was I essentially just wanted to play a game and just enjoy myself. And I had yet to complete Slime Rancher, and I played it on Xbox Game Pass, which in retrospect was not the best idea. I can't access that anymore. Not because I still have Game Pass. I think Game Pass is a smart thing. I can't access it because they took it down. It's not on Game Pass. Which sucks for me, mostly. So I have to play it again on Steam, which means I can get the Steam achievements. I love Steam achievements on some games. Phasmo added Steam achievements. I might play Phasmo on here. I don't know though. Solo Phasmo is Outlast levels of scary. And I don't know if my friends want to be in videos. I play with my person. My person plays Phasmo with me. He and I are a pretty solid team. We divide labor very easily. That's why we're good partners. What else? Maybe, I could do an Inscription video. Inscription's fun. And we're going to have some similar aspects. Because I love ARG stuff. It's so interesting. I like watching others piece it together, though. I like coming up with my own thoughts on it while watching someone else build thoughts. And I just like gathering knowledge. I'm an ADHD gremlin. We gather knowledge, and then we spread it. But yeah, we might do a FNAF theory this year. I've been meaning to. Because I think people are wrong about a lot of things. And I know this isn't like a popular take. Because some of it is like semi-confirmed information that I just am not caught up on. Like, is Michael Afton who you play as? When did they confirm that? They confirmed it for sister location. And they only confirmed that it was your sister in the bunker. That's all they confirmed. They didn't actually confirm that, you know, that Michael Afton is from 1, 2, and 3. That very much could have been other people. But I am starting to lean into the camp of Cassie's dad being Bonnie Bro does feel right in some aspects, not all. I think that people have... I don't think anyone has put together the story that FNAF is trying to tell about the original murders, now that Steel Wool is in charge. I think they're framing Fall Fest 83 as the missing child's incidents. Like, yeah, we all think it's supposed to be in a Freddy's, but that's a Freddy's hosted event. Like, there's so much merch. You've got the Freddy cartoons, which is probably the Freddy cartoons that Crying Child was watching. Like, Fall Fest 83 feels like where it kicked off. I also don't know how many, like, where are we leaning on or William Afton's family now? Because is it Vanessa? Because in the movie, it's Vanessa is his daughter. Is that where they're leaning with the story now? Did they trade families? Because if you look at, like, what was it? The Sister Eyes books? I don't know what they're called. I just call them the novels. The novels, William Afton doesn't have a family. Like, he only does for Sister Location. And then Baby always calls him Dad, but she never referenced him in the new game. And she's a really big enigma. Oh, that's in there. That's not coming out. Doesn't have to come out now. But Baby is one of the ones that questions what makes you so special. And the way she says it is almost a jealous tone. Like, the way her and Moon say it is a jealous tone. And Moon seems to me to be an actively evil character. They wish you harm. They don't, like, it's not programming errors, it's intentional. Because, like, if you think about, like, Monty and Chica, it's unintentional. With Roxy, I don't think it was her programming that made her that way. I think it was a little bit the programming, but also I think she has a problem with Gregory because he ruined her face. I think it started out as just following the programming, but I think when he busted her head, he took her out of the programming because her and Freddy are the only ones with personalities. Chica doesn't have an actual personality. She doesn't talk to you as herself. She runs coordinated dialogue to trick you. We ended up with another one of these left over. But yeah, it's coordinated dialogue to trick you to come out so that she can capture you. And then her obsession with pizza. And food, because it's not just pizza she's after, it's just mostly pizza. But I installed the bottom pedals wrong, but we're gonna keep it going. But yeah, Roxanne has, like, legitimate dialogue. And so does Freddy. But they removed all of Monty's dialogue. Does Monty say anything ever? Because I don't think he does. Least of all anything truly meaningful. Like, they hinted at it so hard in that one trailer that Monty would actually play a bigger part and then dropped it, which is really sad. Security Breach was a disappointment. Ruin was better. Not really better enough, in my opinion. But Help Wanted 2 brings it all back. But yeah, so I think that Freddy and Roxy are the best. Or they're meant to foil, like Hamlet. They're meant to be foils of the characters. This one fits perfect. Yeah, one beautiful white Lotus. It's never gonna get the contrast. Because it's too white and too shiny. Okay, they're just a little too close together. A beautiful bouquet. Gorgeous. The vase is not going to survive long, so I'm going to hold it. But yeah, so crazy stuff aside, we'll see what the future holds. Obviously the channel is continuing. Gonna do life stuff, gonna do gaming stuff. Maybe one day I'll cook for you, if you say please. You honestly don't have to say please that much though. I love cooking. I actually made beef Wellington the other day, and that was pretty solid. But yeah, so thank you all for joining me. My lotuses are now complete, so I will be ending to go do something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something though. Please check out my Patreon if you want. It's linked down in the description. If you're tuning in after this, thank you a lot. Because that's where all my views come from. You are literally my favorite people on the planet. And also check out my Patreon. Subscribe, like, comment. Please leave me comments. I love hearing from people. But yeah, have a wonderful day. I will see you all next